Hey, one and all, it's Dr. Jonathan Ellerby with another live 12 at 12. And this is a very special topic today. We're talking about digital addiction, our incredible dependence on the online world, and how do we sort out the meaningful and purposeful use of our screen time and the rest of it that is frankly not only not good for our health, but is also proven to be diminishing our performance at work, the quality of our relationships, and aggravating mental health conditions at a rate never seen before. So, we're going to talk about digital detox, online obsession, and how do we create a healthy plan to overcome all this, and we'll do it in about 12 minutes. So, I'd like you to stop before we go any further and just give yourself permission to close your eyes, take a big deep breath in, hold your breath for a moment, and then just kind of examine what's going on inside you right now. Breathing out when you're ready, but holding that breath, noticing tension, tightness, discomfort in your body, busyness in your mind. If you have to breathe out, and then you're going to breathe in again, hold it, and once again, use that as a moment to investigate, like, what's really going on for me right now? Am I relaxed? Am I bored? Am I curious? Am I already thinking of changing the channel and checking a message while he does this important exercise to help people relax? Am I flipping between screens? What's the impulse? And once you have a moment just to connect with your breath, now focusing more on just the exhale, feeling yourself slow down, feeling yourself settle in, feeling a greater sense of space and stillness. Then we can return to each other and begin a meaningful conversation. So let's first briefly address the problem. Now, I'm not going to take much time to summarize why our screens, our smartphones, our streaming entertainment is, quote, bad for us. It's actually widely understood right now. And frankly, it's common sense. If you don't know about the harmful effects of screens on your brain, digital dependency, social media, on mood and neurology, and so on, there are tons and tons of articles that you can read. Many of them are scientifically based and peer reviewed. Some of them are from contemporary psychologists. And then, of course, there are all kinds of journalists that are picking and choosing information and putting it together for you. I highly, highly recommend that you watch the TV, well, I guess it's a film called The Social Dilemma. It's available on Netflix. There is also a great show called The Distracted Mind. That is, I believe, available on Amazon Prime. These aren't commercials, by the way. But if you watch those two shows, The Distracted Mind and, more importantly, The Social Dilemma, you will have a deep and concerning insight into the way you are filling your life with your TV, your computer, and your smartphone. Now, without getting into all the statistics of skyrocketing rates of anxiety and depression, let's just start talking about why we have this problem. Human beings are fundamentally, at our base level, driven by the aversion of pain or discomfort, the desire for reward, and the desire for approval. So think about that just right there as our kind of next step. We want comfort, we want reward, we want approval. Our digital world is ready to provide it all. And the platforms are built so that we will get these things in a way that satisfies the brain in a very primal way and causes us to return again and again and again for more of the same. If we have discomfort in life because of relationships, work, health, uncertainty in the world, you might go online to read a news article about the upcoming election, but you're more than likely going to get caught up in reading about a recipe, a celebrity, or watching, let's say, for example, a TikTok about a man whose dog has learned to walk on its hind legs while wearing sunglasses and a hat. Like, that's a real thing. And I probably spent 5 minutes watching that dog last night. So when we feel the distress growing, wherever it is rooted or beginning from, then we go to comfort. And the comfort that we find on our devices is typically in the form of entertainment. Now, this, by the way, in my opinion, is one of the most harmless of all the vices, in the sense that if you sit down and watch a show, that's a reasonable activity if you stay focused on the show. Nothing wrong with a little TV. Nothing wrong with a good movie. Nothing wrong with a news report or a sports game. But here's where the next challenge creeps in. Because we're hooked on reward and approval, it might not be enough to pay attention anymore to one show, one game, one film. We're watching that, but then we're picking up our phone to see if someone messaged us, to see if someone liked us, to see if someone got our post. And this could even be a post to sell furniture on Nextdoor, or a post about a video we put on YouTube. We might even think we're doing something intelligent and constructive, but see, the reward mechanism is in finding out who liked us. And that's where we also get the approval. So the combination of reward and approval is, first, the searching behavior. Where do I have a new message? Where has someone responded to what I've done, right? That's the, I'm looking for, I got it. That's the reward. But then there's another step, which is, not only do I have engagement, not only did I find a new notification, a new email, a new text, a new offer, that's the feeling of reward. But now I'm going to go deeper and see, does it like me? Not do I like it, but does it like me? Does it look like me? Does it affirm me? And when I like things, of course, it's recorded in the algorithm of the device or the platform, and then it's going to give you more of the same, affirming who you are, affirming what you like, affirming what you believe. So as you like, you are liked in return. Isn't that spooky? And that goes back to the comfort. And then it's fed by the search and the reward. And then it's fed by the approval. And what we know is that these qualities are absolutely the core of addiction. It is these same things that get people hooked on gambling, that get people hooked on an unhealthy relationship to sex, on an unhealthy relationship to money, to shopping, to clutter, to hoarding, to drugs, to alcohol, to coffee. All these things have similar elements. We're not comfortable with the present condition, which could be longing or craving. We seek reward, and we're satisfied with some kind of comforting approval or combination, one of the other. Okay, I could go on and on, but you get the idea. How do we interrupt these cycles? How do we break them? Okay, I'm going to break down a whole bunch of really important tips in a very short space of time. First of all, there is a difference between when you really actually need to use your device, tablet, platform, screen, and when you are satisfying these three impulses. So we're not talking about not working, and we're not talking about not responding to your friends and family. We are talking about being skillful and purposeful. So number one, take a look at your phone and notice how many of the applications are actually necessary on a normal day, like actually necessary. And then take them and put them all in a folder. They'll be there when you need them, but like, do I really need the Wayfair app reminding me that I might want to buy furniture? Not really. Do I need the video share app in case I have a video that I want to view with someone else at the same time. I mean, I've never even used that. I have an app here that identifies plants when I'm out on a hike. I love it. I use it about once every 6 weeks. Put all that shit away. You do not need to see it because it creates the sensation that you might be missing out, and it also creates a sense of visual clutter. Now, what about my news items? I got, CBC News and BBC News and CNN News and all these things. Put them all in one place together. Consolidate things so you don't feel this constant impending desire to find out what you're missing out on. Now, another thing you can do that's very interesting about your phone is that you, on most phones, look at this. If you click your home button 3 times, or for the newer phones, the side button 3 times, or depending on if it's an Android, you can do it in other places, you can actually take out the color. Now, why would you take out the color? Well, my phone's not as cool anymore. It's not as beautiful, but it's actually not as compelling. The colors of our apps have all been designed to be attention grabbing. When we see that little red dot on an email, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, we know there's a reward waiting. There might be approval rating. There might be even entertainment. So if you want to diminish that nagging feeling from your apps trying to draw you in, you can wipe that out. Now, the next thing you're going to want to do is consider appointments. Yeah, actually appointments. Whether you're working or not doesn't really matter. But if you feel like you need to check, let's say, LinkedIn for professional connections, or you need to check, I don't know, the weather, or you need to check a recipe app, but you don't really need to check it all day, every hour, anytime you're bored. Set an appointment in your day. Give yourself a specific window, once a day for an hour, or twice a day for 30 minutes, where you are going to sit down and intentionally engage the apps and the platforms that you might need daily, but you don't need hourly. Be honest with yourself. Most of what we do on our phones is a bunch of garbage. It's a waste of time, and it's simply an aversion or an avoidance of boredom and facing ourselves and being present with real life. Now, next thing, blocks. I highly recommend that you block certain times of the day where you just don't touch your phone or computer. And maybe that's 5 to 7, right? Think about that in the evening. I mean, most of us are settling down for a meal, or maybe it's a time to make phone calls, go for a walk, engage in the real world. So put meaningful blocks in your day. I also recommend first thing in the morning, maybe you give yourself a 30-minute window after waking up to not touch your phone. Don't tell yourself you have to check in and make sure the world's okay before you get on with your day. Start your day, feel in control, be centered, have a primary relationship with life first, and then give yourself whatever you absolutely need, which is probably not very much time at all. Okay, we got a few more. I'm going to do a couple more minutes, so just hang on because there's more to come. Digital Sabbath. I recommend that once a week, I don't care what the day is, it could be Monday, Sunday, Friday, Saturday, pick a substantial window of time, 8 hours if you can, 6 hours at least, where there's just no digital distraction at all. None. Zero. Lock the phone up, put it away. Shut the computer off, put it away. Now, if you're asking yourself, well, what the hell am I going to do with that time? That is a good problem to have. That is the problem that psychologists, physicians, ministers, rabbis, that's the problem we want you to have, which is to cultivate a new, deeper, immediate relationship with real life, real people. Learn a sport, get a hobby, call people you care about, get outside. Even in a quarantine or a pandemic, there's all kinds of things we can do. That takes me to the next point, which is when you do these things, confining your time on devices and platforms with blocks, with appointments, with a Sabbath, then you're going to want to replace what your current habit is. One of the best ways to change a habit is to replace the current habit with something that feels of equal or greater value. And so that means, again, pick up a plan for hobbies, activities, connections that nourish you, when you are not going to be on your phone, your tablet, and so on. So we're coming to a close now, and the way I want to end is by asking you to sit down and write a list of things that you love and enjoy doing or experiencing in your life that do not take place on a phone or a computer, that cannot be replicated or replaced by a phone or a computer. If you take some of these activities and a mindful attitude of engaging the present moment with all your senses, you will very quickly begin to reclaim yourself, your relationship to life. And don't forget, it will get stressful before you get to that new normal, because any addiction has created a pattern of external dependence. Breaking that causes us to face our fears, our self-judgment, our feelings that we've been avoiding through distraction, reward, and approval. And it's okay. You can get through it. And the new activities will nourish you in a way that no phone and no screen ever could. So thank you for your time. I know this was a longer session with me, but if you'd like more information about what I do, or a copy of my new book for free, or any of my recent audio releases for free, you can just go to my website, jonathanellerby.com. Please subscribe to my YouTube page, and I will catch you soon with more wireless wisdom. Peace out. Take care.